So for the longest time, I had all these creative ideas and projects that I wanted to put out into the world that I swore I'd finish. And it wasn't like I was doubting myself because I truly believed that I could do these things, but I'd start a project and then I'd stop. I'd make an excuse for why I wasn't doing it, or I'd say, oh, it's not that important. And basically, I broke trust with myself because I kept on saying I was going to do something and I ended up not doing it. Lately, though, I've been working on rebuilding that trust with myself, and I can't sit here and say that everything is hunky-dory and perfect. It's literally like a fight sometimes showing up for myself and actually putting the work in. But when I do that and I commit to myself, I cannot even begin to describe how good it feels to actually complete something that I committed to and I didn't give up on myself for. The first thing that I had to face was answering this question. If I really want this, why am I not even trying? Why am I avoiding the very thing that apparently matters to me? That is what broke my trust. Not that I didn't believe in myself, but the fact that I wasn't showing up for myself. So now, instead of just spiraling with excuses, I just proved to myself that I'll actually show up. That meant making what I was avoiding a real priority. I started carving out time in my schedule. If it was on the calendar, I'm clocked in today. Yes, I am. No more pushing it off until later. No more waiting until I felt ready. If I said I'm gonna do it at that specific time on that said date, I'm going to do it. And yeah, of course, whenever I did that, there were things that became less important in my schedule. But look, if what you want to do matters to you, like it's a dream or a habit or something that you want to fix, it has to be changed in your day-to-day life in order for you to start seeing that change long term. Because treating that commitment or that effort like a priority is what's going to be the key to unlock rebuilding your trust with yourself. I also had to accept that something in my life was going to shift. There's always going to be a sacrifice of time somewhere in this commitment or discipline that you're wanting to change within yourself. Maybe that means less scrolling. Maybe that means saying no to more stuff. Whatever it is, the reality of it is when you start showing up for yourself, your life is going to look and feel different. And that's not always easy because some days you'll be emotional, some days you'll want to give up, some days you will not see the results right away. But if you accept that as part of the challenge, you won't be blindsided during the moment when you're experiencing it. And that's another thing that sets you up to build trust with yourself. You'll know you can stick with it even when it's hard. For me, I didn't keep proof or a log of accountability whenever I was making this shift. The proof was literally in front of me because what I needed to do is work on creative projects, right? So my thing was actually physical. For some of you, that's not going to be the case. Maybe you're not drinking as much, or maybe you are trying to commit to a better health regimen. For you, having like some sort of proof of accountability, maybe that looks like texting a friend. Maybe that looks like posting to social media that you got your workout in, or maybe your day 50 of sobriety, or whatever the case may be. The point isn't how you track it, but you do need to have some proof of accountability so that you can see that you are moving in the right direction or going down the path in terms of rebuilding your trust with yourself. It's basically just having something to remind you like, hey, I showed up for myself today. It gives you this sense of physical proof that you did it. Another huge part of this journey has been setting boundaries, and boundaries looks different for everyone, right? To me, boundaries is all about being able to discern what's in your best interest and then sticking to it. Like if you promise yourself you're not drinking and you still want to go out and be social with friends, you have to be able to face up to that peer pressure. If somebody asks you, why aren't you drinking? Or should I buy you a shot or whatever? You have to be able to face that and say, no, I'm not drinking, and just leave leave it at that. Or if you're trying to work out more, you may have to carve out some time in your schedule, which means you may be spending less time with loved ones. Learning how to communicate a boundary matters, but the most important part is actually putting the boundary up. That's what shows you and everyone else that you're taking yourself seriously. And of course, all of this is so much easier said than done. There's gonna be days where you have setbacks, where you fail, where you fall off the path to self-growth and self-trust and rebuilding that with yourself. There's gonna be mistakes. You're human. That is okay. The most important part that matters is how you get back up. How you repair that setback is going to determine how loyal you are to yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up over, making a mistake. Whatever your situation looks like, there is always tomorrow to try again. You have to remind yourself why you even started doing what you're doing in the first place, and that is to rebuild trust with yourself. Along the way, I think self-reflection is pretty important during this path, especially after you repair, because you can ask yourself at the end of the day or whenever, what am I proud of myself for? And if you are a negative Nancy, I get it, sometimes I am too, and the answer is nothing, then you can ask yourself this question, and it is, what small change can I make tomorrow to where I would actually be proud of myself? It can be the smallest thing. Maybe get through the day without saying something negative about yourself. Maybe get through the day without having anxiety about messing up the day before. Giving yourself the grace that it's okay to make mistakes and that you're going to keep trying to move forward regardless of the mistake yesterday. This type of self-reflection keeps me personally accountable. Everybody's different in terms of that, but it's not about judgment. Whenever you ask yourself this question, it's more so of like, you may not have a cheerleader in your corner, and if you don't have a cheerleader or somebody that's hyping you up, then you need to be your own cheerleader and be proud of how far that you've come, regardless of whether it's been 2 hours, regardless of whether it's been a day, regardless of whether it's been 6 years since you committed. Rebuilding trust with yourself isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, keeping your boundaries, forgiving the setbacks, and being honest with yourself, okay? Right now, in this part of my life, it looks like showing up and getting in front of this camera every week and being consistent. If you've been subscribed to this channel a long time, I have had a very hard time with being consistent. I am proof that you can be consistent, and it's only gonna get better from here. So if I can show up and do this for my dreams, my goals, and to help other people, then you can also hold yourself accountable. That's what rebuilding trust looks like. Proving to yourself that you'll follow through even when your brain is telling you not to. And if I can rebuild that with years after excuses, procrastination, or whatever, I really think that you can too. Because there is a version of you that trusts yourself again. There is a version of you that can accomplish anything that you want. She's in there. You just have to show up for her. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a little different than most of my videos. I've been using this mic and it's probably annoying, but I feel like it's really fun. So if you liked this type of video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you are on a journey to rebuilding trust with yourself again. And if so, you want to share what's going on in the comments, I'm here for you just to let you know. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.